Hey guys, Cal here today with the 2024 Nissan Titan Pro-4X, and 2024 is the last year that the Nissan Titan will be made. They are wrapping up production in summer of this year at their factory in Canton, Mississippi, so it's going to be a little sad to see the Titan leave the half-ton space, but I'm excited to see what Nissan does with some of their other trucks like the Frontier, and maybe they will bring a half-ton truck back in a few years. We never know. So it is leaving the market for now. The Titan is going to be gone by this summer, but I wanted to go ahead and take a look at this last Nissan Titan. This particular one's a Pro-4X. It stickers at $58,205, and I wanted to see, do I think this is a better purchase than the Chevy Trail Boss? Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Starting by taking a look at the window sticker here on the Pro-4X, you will see 2024 Nissan Titan. You have the mechanical info down here. That 5.6 liter V8 is putting out 400 horsepower and 413 pound-foot of torque, so pretty good power numbers out of that 5.6 liter V8. You have all the other info down here. Let you guys take a quick look at that. Got the warranty info right there. You have your base price before destination. You have all your options listed out right there, and then with destination, $58,205. Now, I know that does sound like kind of a high price, but you guys have to remember, for a truck that I would consider it a competitor of this, the Silverado 1500 LT Trail Boss, that one stickers at $59,995. So, and you got to remember, that one comes with a 2.7 liter turbo for $59,000. So for $58,000 on this one, you are getting that 400 horsepower V8 under the hood. So really kind of a decent value with getting that V8 engine under the hood. Taking a look under the hood of the Nissan Titan Pro-4X, here is that big 5.6 liter V8 we were talking about that's putting out 400 horsepower and 413 pound-foot of torque. Now on the Trail Boss LT, if you do step up a bit in price, go up to about $62,400, you do get the 5.3 liter V8 under the hood of the LT Trail Boss. Now that is only putting out 355 horsepower and 383 pound-foot of torque. Chevy has kind of left that engine alone, I think, for a little too long. I think it could use a little bit of an update and power. I think it's capable of it, they just haven't done it. So it does have much lower power figures compared to this V8 here in the Titan Pro-4X. So again, like I said in the window sticker that we just looked at, it really is a great value. I mean, for this to be 58 grand, we're already about $4,000 cheaper than the LT Trail Boss that comes with the 5.3 liter V8. This is a really, really good value here. Considering this is one of the last Nissan Titans in production, I wanted to go ahead and start the 5.6 liter V8 up for you guys and go ahead and give it a couple quick revs. And taking a look at the outside of the Nissan Titan Pro-4X as a whole, we'll go ahead and start up front, and you will see these very sharp looking daytime running lights right there on the inside of the headlamp. You have those LED headlights right there. You have your LED brights down below, and then you have these halogen turn signals down below. They are not the only manufacturer that's guilty of putting halogen turn signals on a very expensive pickup truck. I think if they made everything else LED, come on guys, it's literally one more light that you had to make LED. How hard was that for $58,000? We even have LED fog lights down below here. Really nice looking fog lights, by the way. Get down here, go ahead and take a look under your front end. You go ahead and see, check out your skid plates. Go ahead and look at that. There you go. So cool skid plates. They do have stuff under there just like the Trail Boss does. You have these orange accented tow hooks up front. You have that orange accented Nissan logo right in the center. And then you have kind of this flat finish on the whole grille. You have the word Titan embossed into the grille right there. And then you also have the Pro-4X logo also kind of built into the grille that is protruding on the bottom right corner. So very good looking front end. I guess that's the only thing that bothers me a little bit. On the side here, you do have some dark metallic gray painted wheels here. And then you can see that besides those pockets on the outside, you do have that nice machined finish, and they do have that orange accented Nissan logo right in the center. General Grabber tires on this model. I myself am not a fan of General brand tires. We've had lots of them over the years on our trucks. I always find that General brand tires go bald pretty quickly. Fender flares, whatever you want to call them, those do have a nice flat plastic finish to them, just like the grill up front did. So I do like the look of those, kind of makes it look a little cooler from the side view here. Your side mirrors do have a flat black finish as well. And then you have your blind spot alert. And then you have these $330 PRO-4X mud flaps. We saw those on the window sticker. And then your side steps here. I really do like these side steps. They are Titan branded. You have the Titan logo right there. And then it's kind of a bed liner material. They're charging $1,050 for these side steps, as we saw on the window sticker, but I do like the look of them, so I think I would option these. If you look in the fuel door, you will see there is nothing that says you have to put premium fuel in here. I mean, it says it's recommended for maximum performance, but I would imagine most of us are just putting 87 in this. You have that PRO-4X decal on the side. You have these plastic door handles that kind of remind me of the 2012 Nissan Titan, so it's a little nostalgic there to see those square door handles. It does remind me of the older Nissan Titans. And then if we come around to the rear end here, you will see that Nissan has done it again. They've made a lot of the lights in the rear end LED, like this daytime running light and the brake light, but your turn signal is still halogen back here, so do keep that in mind. Back end looks pretty good. You got that Titan badging down in the bottom left. You have that orange Nissan logo in the center, just like we had up front. And the applique, or whatever you want to call it, right here in the center, you know, kind of makes it look like a copycat Ford Raptor. That is pretty sharp looking. Has your PRO-4X designation right there on the applique. I do like the look of it. I'm happy they added it. I think it makes it look pretty tough overall. And as for tow capacity on the PRO-4X here, we're looking at about 9,070 pounds, which is only about 200 or 300 pounds below the 9,300 pound towing capacity that is on the Chevy Silverado 1500 Trail Boss with the 5.3 liter V8. So if you are towing a camper or you're towing a boat, I think you should be pretty comfortable going with the PRO-4X or the Trail Boss as your choice. Okay, taking a quick peek at the back seat, we'll go ahead and open up the door here. See on the door panel, you do have your nice leather appointment right there with that orange stitching right there. Got the orange stitching on the seats right here with this very nice piping on the edge. And then this does not have the full leather, since this is kind of a lower spec model. This does have the cloth inserts in the center of the leather. So the center seat here is leather. And then you do have the cloth inserts on the outboard seats right here, but pretty sweet back seat. You have your sliding glass window right there. If I go ahead and sit in here, I was just sitting behind myself. I am 6'2", and I do still have a pretty good amount of leg space, not too bad behind myself. And then you see the kids in the back seat will have little cup holders here. And then you also do have the 12 volt. You have your USB chargers, and look at that, got that household power outlet right there. There you go. Pretty basic back seat. I think my only complaint back here is this back door does not open super wide, so sometimes getting in, if you are taller like myself, can kind of be difficult because the gap between the seat and this door is not really that wide. So sometimes it's kind of hard to get your second leg in the door. I kind of end up smashing my knee on the speaker there. So these back doors do not open quite as wide. I think if you do have kids, I mean, I'm not saying this is a small back seat, but if you do have kids with car seats and you're using your back seat a ton, the Chevy does have more interior space and the doors do open up a little bit wider. So if you do have kids, you are going to be using the back seat quite a bit. I would probably go with the Trail Boss personally. And checking out the front seat of the PRO-4X here, you do have the passive entry on the front door handles only. It is not on the rear door, so do keep that in mind. Go ahead and open the front door. The door panel looks pretty much the same as we saw in the back seat. Window switches, lock and unlock, got your mirror adjuster right there. Switch for the mirror adjuster does feel a little chintzy in my opinion. It feels kind of cheap when you feel that, so kind of a random side note, but I thought I would include that. These are a $350 option right here. These side sills or kick sills, whatever you want to call them, they are illuminated. So at night, these will light up for you when you open the door. I like those. I probably would option them. I know it's not probably the best spend of $350, but I like it. As you can see, the seat here does have lumbar. The same piping that we saw on the back seat has the orange stitching. So they have a lot of orange accents in here. You have that PRO-4X decal on the front seat. You do have the cloth inserts in the center and your leather parts on the outside, just like we had in the back. And it actually is super cushy and super supportive. So in my opinion, I've been in a lot of the Chevy products. The Chevy Silverado seats are not that comfortable if you get the cloth seats, which is what you're gonna be getting at that $62,000 price range, if I'm not mistaken. So these, for being, you know, half leather, half cloth, they are really, really comfortable, way more comfortable than the seats that are in the Silverado Trail Boss. So if you like your truck being comfortable, you want a nice cushy seat, this is definitely going to be the truck for you. All right guys, firing up the big thirsty 5.6 liter V8. Go ahead and put the foot on the brake and hit our start button, and she will come to life just like that. And as you will see, if you are looking at this, just realize that with the fuel economy on this truck, I mean, as you can see, it's about 14 miles to the gallon in the city, 20 miles to the gallon on the highway. Just know that you're basically going to be getting like 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck gas mileage in a half-ton truck. It is a big thirsty V8. You have all your buttons here on the steering wheel. Hit your source. That's going to go ahead and switch what is going on over here as far as Bluetooth, Sirius radio, or FM, all that stuff. And then enter. This button right here is going to switch what favorite you are on that you have programmed. So it's going to run through all your favorites right there. This button right here, your little arrows, is going to go through all your gauges and things in the center up there for you, and come back to your digital speedometer, which is right there. And then you have your volume control. You have your buttons to pick up and hang up phone calls. You have a cancel button right there for your cruise control, on and off. And then as you can see, it does have adaptive cruise control. That's one of the other safety features besides the blind zone alert on the mirror. So you do have a couple safety features on the PRO-4X here. So very nice wheel. I think this leather feels excellent on the steering wheel. It does feel much higher quality than the leather that is on the wheel of the Trail Boss. You do still have a column shifter in here, which is nice. I do think it looks a little cheap. I mean, as you can see, it's got kind of that separation, like you can see like how it was manufactured, if you guys can see that seam. Not a huge deal, but I think it just kind of looks a little cheesy, you know, especially for something you're using every day, like a column shifter. You know, it's kind of nice to have a nice quality column shifter. So that is a little cheesy in my opinion looking. All your buttons down here, you have your headlight switch, your gauge brightness, you have the cargo lamp button, and your button to turn on your power outlet in the back seat. You have that hill descent control down there, and you do have your locking rear diff. So there's that for you off-road guys down there. That is awesome. And then you have your start button right there. Your four-wheel drive switch is here. Has a nice old school look to it, kind of like the Nissan Frontiers, the Nissan Xterras back in the day. Has that old school look to it. I really like that. And then your center stack is pretty easy to understand because it is also pretty old school. So if you look at it, this has a nice classic look to it, very easy to understand. You got your fan speed button, your dual zone climate in here as well. So very easy to understand. Got your buttons down here. If you did get a heated steering wheel, this is where that option would be. This does not have a heated steering wheel, so we do not have that button. You do have a 12-volt power outlet right there, some USBs down there. Decent sized cup holders. I will grab my Yeti real quick for a quick little demonstration for you guys. And as you can see, the 26-ounce tumbler does not quite go all the way in. So not the biggest cup holders I've ever seen. And then looking at your radio, it is a pretty easy to use setup. So I really like that in here. Hit our menu button here. It'll take us to an overall preview screen of a lot of options you can choose. If I go back to audio, you can see it is very easy to get back to my phone calls option right there. I just have to have my phone hooked up. So it's a very easy to use radio because it is very old school, which for some reason makes me like it. I like how it's easy to use. You know, it even has, you guys are gonna laugh, look at this, built-in navigation. Look at how classic this looks. This looks like it's from like 2015 or like 2013 or something. And you know what? It's built in. It's not anything you're gonna have to pay for. It's already in there. It's hardwired. So in the new Trail Bosses, you know, you have to pay for that Google Maps. You have to pay like 25 bucks a month to keep it on the truck because they don't have the built-in navigation anymore. Whereas on here, you have built-in navigation. So call me crazy, but I really like the old school nature of the interior in the Pro-4X here. All right, guys, taking a drive in the Pro-4X here. We'll go ahead and get it out onto the road. And one thing I wanted to bring up to you guys is that the steering in here, it is unnecessarily heavy. I do think that it might be hydraulic steering, but do keep in mind, it is pretty heavy at these lower rolling speeds. So, you know, if you're kind of looking for a truck that, you know, when you're in like the drive-throughs or you're in parking lots, you're doing a lot of that slower speed driving and you're looking for kind of that truck that you're able to kind of, you know, put through a corner quickly and things like that, this might not be that truck. Not quite the most nimble truck. So if you're looking for a sporty truck, yes, I think this will be pretty quick in a, you know, a straight line, because that 5.6 liter V8 having all that power, it's got to be pretty quick. So if you are looking for a truck that's a little bit more flickable, a little bit more sporty, I would probably go with the 5.3 liter V8 that is in the Trail Bus. I would probably go with that. But if you don't mind your truck just being a truck and you're not going to be driving it around like a madman, I think the Pro-4X definitely will do the job for you. And in just a quick second, I will do a quick little acceleration run for you guys just so we can see what kind of power the V8 puts out. All right, guys, here we are doing a quick little acceleration run. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Wow, that is a really fun acceleration of this. All right, I take back everything I said about the bad fuel economy, about everything else. Forget all that. That's out the window now. All you got to think about is that acceleration. That was awesome. Okay, I don't think that the 5.3 liter V8 has ever put a smile on my face like this has done in just one try. So if you guys are looking for a fun V8, I think in a straight line, this is way more fun. This V8 definitely is way more fun than the 5.3 liter V8. All right, guys, now it's time to round out my thoughts on the Nissan Titan Pro-4X and the Chevy Silverado 1500 Trail Boss. So I want to describe both trucks to you and what buyers should buy either truck, and that should help you guys to decide which truck you should buy. So as for the Nissan Titan Pro-4X, I think as a whole, it is a little outdated. I think that the switches of the halogen lights on the outside, a couple little things here and there, like the radio is a little outdated. The screen is not as big as the screen that's in the Silverado, if that's something that's important to you. The whole setup of the radio is a little outdated compared to the Silverado, with that built-in navigation and the smaller screen and the way that it functions. It does everything you need it to. The response time is not that bad, but it depends. Who are you? Are you someone that tech is pretty important to you and you need like a big touchscreen in your truck and you kind of want it to feel pretty advanced and like cutting edge? Then I would definitely go with the Silverado. I think if you're somebody like that who you want like the newest, latest, and greatest, I don't think the Pro-4X is going to cut it for you. I think the whole truck as a whole is pretty outdated. Now, on the Titan Pro-4X, we do have that low fuel economy, but that 5.6 liter V8 is not only a fantastic thing to listen to, but it takes off like a bat out of hell. It is a blast to drive. So if you guys are looking for a fun V8 under the hood, you love having that full-size engine under the hood, I think the Nissan Titan is a great choice for you. Now, my only concern for people who are choosing the Titan is resale value, because now that 2024 is the last year of it, you know, it could go either way. It could hold super steady on the resale value because it is the last one that was made and now they're more scarce, or it could go the other way and they could start really dropping relatively quickly in value because they're not making it anymore and people realize that. So that's one thing that I'm a little concerned about. But if you're somebody like me who over the years you've always kind of liked the fresh, crisp styling of the Pro-4X and you've always wanted to jump in and get one but never had the opportunity, I think now is a good time to do it because they got great incentives on them. It's the last year it's being made. It's the last year for you to buy it brand new and get a warranty on it and buy it with no miles. I think it's a great time to jump in. But for the Silverado Trail Boss, that buyer, if you are somebody that wants a sort of, I guess I'll put it in quotes, flickable or sporty truck that, you know, you can kind of throw it into a corner real quick and it handles pretty nimble. Steering on the Silverado is much, much lighter at a rolling speed compared to the Titan Pro-4X. If you want that sporty driving experience where a truck feels light on its feet and you like that cutting edge tech inside, then there's no question at all, the Silverado Trail Boss is the choice for you. All right, guys, that wraps it up for my review of the 2024 Nissan Titan Pro-4X. I'm really happy that I got to drive one of the last Nissan Titans ever made since they are ending production this year. It is going to be sad to see it go. So I wanted to thank my friends over at Bob Johnson Nissan for letting me borrow that Pro-4X to review for you guys today. I'll have all their info in the description down below if you guys want to check them out. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.